Hi, I'm Becky Streepy from Glue and Glitter, and today we're making blueberry lemon chia bowls. The base for these chia bowls is a lemony chia pudding, and then you're gonna top it off with fresh blueberries and chopped blueberry muffin Lara bars. It's a nice, hearty, filling, make-ahead breakfast, and I just love having it on hand for busy weekday mornings. This recipe is super easy to make, but do know that you want to make the chia pudding a day ahead. Chia pudding takes 4 to 6 hours to set up properly, and what I like to do is just make it the night before so that in the morning it's ready for breakfast. Let's make some chia pudding, y'all. The order that you add the ingredients here is really important. I guess really what's important is that you don't add the chia seeds until the very end. The way that chia pudding works is that chia seeds are just very absorbent. So as soon as you add the chia seeds to the liquid, they're gonna start taking on moisture, and if you don't stir them right away, you're gonna end up with clumping, and I can tell you from experience, that is such a nightmare to deal with. You'll have to get in there with a fork and like de-clump, and you just don't want to have to deal with that. So let's add all of the pudding ingredients except for the chia seeds to the jar. Start with 1 3/4 cup of vegan milk. You can really use any plant milk you like for this recipe. The chia seeds are what's going to give this pudding its thickness, so homemade milks are fine, or any kind of store-bought vegan milk that you like. Then add 1 1/2 tablespoons of lemon zest and 1/4 cup of lemon juice. You'll need 1 large or 2 average-sized lemons to make this recipe. I would just go ahead and grab 2 lemons just to be on the safe side. Then add 1/4 cup of maple syrup and either give things a stir if you're using a bowl, or if you're using a jar, just slap the lid on there and shake them up to combine everything evenly. Now it's time to add your chia seeds. So just pour those chia seeds right into your bowl or jar and then immediately stir or shake to get everything mixed together. I'm using a jar here, so I'm just going to shake vigorously until the chia seeds are mixed evenly. You're going to notice that when you put the jar down, after a few minutes, the chia seeds will float to the top, and that's totally fine. I like during the first hour that these are setting up to give the jar a shake a few times just to make sure everything's evenly distributed and that those chia seeds don't clump. After that, you can just stick that jar in the fridge overnight, and then in the morning, finish making that pudding. Oh, good morning. What do you mean I have the same clothes on as yesterday? Let's not talk about that. Let's talk about chia pudding. So your pudding has set up overnight. Grab that jar out of the fridge and let's dish it up. To serve, you just spoon that pudding into a bowl. This recipe makes 3 servings, so you can either divide it by 3 bowls or just put 1/3 in and then stick the rest back in the fridge for later. Then top your bowl with fresh blueberries and chopped blueberry muffin Lara bars. I love adding the Lara bars to the mix because they add even more protein and flavor and texture, and they just make this recipe really special. When it comes to serving this chia pudding, you can either keep the pudding and the blueberries and chopped Lara bars separately, or if you want, you can mix them all together. They'll keep just fine that way in the fridge. I like to divide everything up into jars that very first morning and then add the toppings and stick them back in. That way, for the rest of the week, when I need a quick breakfast, I can just grab it and go. I hope that this video has answered all of your questions about how to make these blueberry lemon chia bowls. If you have any questions that I didn't address, feel free to drop them in the comments below. I'm always happy to help. And don't forget to rate and subscribe. Happy cooking!